very quickly, how is Relevance AI like? What is the role here of Relevance AI while you're how is it different from N8n? Like, what does
Yes.
it do?
So I'll show you why. So when you look at N8n workflows, let's say, just quickly add something here. Okay, I'll explain you verbally only. So when it comes to building tools in N8n, currently as much knowledge as I have, the tools comes inbuilt. When you need to build a new tool, it's a bit more complex than in N8n, and I have not built any tool because of the same reason. But when it comes to Relevance AI, building tools is extremely easy there.
Okay, so
And
are you saying workflows? The whole workflow as in you?
no,
Okay,
no. So this is an entire workflow, right? But when
correct,
it comes to
correct.
but when it comes to enrich data, this is a tool that needs to be used
Correct,
to do
correct.
the
Understood.
crawling. So now in N8n, the flow is pretty easy. But if I have
Mhm.
to build the tool, which I'm currently using Relevance AI, but if I can't use Relevance AI, then it has pre-built tool for which you have to pay.
Okay, got it, got it.
So, so
It's
yeah,
a plugged item within the
Yes,
workflow.
yes.
yes.
Okay,
So instead of
got it.
Relevance AI, you could have used Apollo or Phantom Buster
Yeah.
or any
Yes,
other
yes,
tool
yes.
for that matter. Is that
To be
right?
very honest, if you have Phantom Buster and everything, you don't require the workflow to begin with because it will only do the lead generation for you as well. You can directly download. One thing better that in this workflow is when you download at each workflow, the data is in a way checked. The URLs are in a way checked, so you don't get wrong URLs. You don't get mismatched data here. You don't get outdated data here as well because it's directly fetching from Google.
Yeah, I'm using Apollo and I know how expensive it is once you try to scale
Significantly.
it.
Yes.
If it is small to 3,000 data, then possibly it doesn't really matter. But the moment you try to go to 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, then the price becomes too high,
I'm pretty sure
right?
that that would be the same case in this workflow as well.
Mhm.
But again, I at this point of time, I have not used it heavily enough to give you a financial comparison of how it works. But currently, when I was using, let's say that as a start, Apollo has a free has a free version, but then you cannot download more than 10 or more than 50 leads, I guess, in a CSV format. So all that work around that you do in Apollo can just be replaced by a single workflow or a single thing that
Understood.
you do,
Yeah, perfect.
right? So yeah, as I was saying that this is where the entire enrichment is happening. And yeah, the entire workflow is executed. So this is how the entire data is done, and once it's enriched, it marks it done. Now, the most important and the biggest workflow in this particular flow is lead qualification. Now, how does lead qualification workflow works? Now, this is a plug and play workflow. You can directly populate your sheet with your Apollo data and whatever data that you have here, and then use this workflow, or you use the previous workflow that I have shown you right now and get the data populated and then use this particular workflow. Now, let me just quickly start this workflow. Now, giving you an understanding, again, the looping is something that you understand that it goes one by one and scrapes the data for all that. But what exactly is this particular tool doing is, let's say you don't have you don't have these data points. You don't know what their company is about. You have just downloaded the data from Apollo or Phantom Buster and all, and you just are putting in it. So at this point of time, it's extremely important for the AI to understand, or for you to understand whether they are the right people or the right leads for you or not. So what this tool does is, based on the data that you have, which is your company website and LinkedIn URL, it goes on your LinkedIn URL, it goes on your company's website, it creates a small summary of what your company does. No need to see the input. This is the small the output of website that has happened. So it's telling me what the website does. It's also telling me what the person does. Now both of these go into this AI agent, which again, ignore all of this. These are again for parsing and for getting the data properly and all that. But anyway, what this tool does, it takes an input. Let me just quickly open this. Now, I've given an idea to the tool that what exactly deep marketing does. And then I have defined that based on the LinkedIn tool output and the website tool output, analyze and give it a score based on the logic that I have defined for my company.
It is very close to lead scoring in a traditional
Lead
CRM
scoring.
workflow model.
Yes, this is lead scoring because as you can see, it is assigning you the scores right now to the leads that have happened. And based on these leads, you know which lead is a fit for you, where you should spend your time and where. And the another best thing is it also tells you why this particular lead is a good fit for you. So when you're talking or when you're designing campaigns, you have an understanding of who the person is that you are going to go ahead and do it. Now, this is
So I
how.
have a question here, Ila.
Yeah.
When you say lead scoring, the tool is going through that and summarizing the company information, summarizing the profile information, and you have given certain type of commands that if it fulfills certain criteria, then this score will be given, right?
Yes.
How do you define that? Like, can you give a real use case example? For example, if the company has a revenue of this much and this, and then you give this, or the company belongs to Bangalore locally, then can you give us a quick synopsis on the decision making there?
Yes. So my logic is specifically based on the type of people that we work with, that I know that my services are going to really work for these people. So here, I only work with, as of now, I only work with coaches and edtech companies. So the first logic is if they do not belong to the edtech industry or education industry, they are not a good fit for me. That is the first logic. Let's say that I only work with Indian companies. Then my logic will also include the location of that company. Then let's say that I know that people who are with the team of only 2-3 don't have any money to invest in. So there is no point to going and having conversation with it. So another logic is, are they between 20 to 30 or whatever that sweet spot, that number is for you. Another thing that you can also see, which my agencies, is when they crawl their website and when they crawl their LinkedIn URL or specifically website, what it tests is, do the people have, let me just quickly open and show it to you. This is LinkedIn data scraper, not this one. Research company tool. Yeah. So this is the tool jiska output is hitting the workflow. So these are the things that what kind of business they are, and do they appear to have digital products? Because middle of the funnel, you need to have digital products to go ahead and market these. Do they have a clear sales funnel? Do they highlight customer results? So these are few things that I have defined for myself. These are the people that I want to work with.
Well, this is amazing because I have, for my entire career, I've worked with Salesforce and HubSpot and other CRMs, even SAP is and others. And traditionally, the way salespeople, the SDRs, they used to work, and the business development people, they used to work is they used to do all of this manually, and they used to score, and then there was some level of automation as well. For example, if the person isn't responding to the email, then certain 5 points will be added, and if the size of the company is less than $10 million, then 5 points will be subtracted. So that kind of scoring system is generally there in most of the CRMs, the big ones at least, HubSpot and Salesforce and others. And I have worked with all of that. But the scope of that is very limited. And it also depends on how the users are behaving. What you have developed here is, it can just quickly go through the company and based on the input that the sales rep themselves has given, it will do the qualification for the sales rep.